Hi everybody, my name is Paige and I'm the store manager here at Standing Ovation, and I'm also one of our point shoe fitters. And today I kind of wanted to just talk you through all of the different brands of point shoes that we carry here at Standing Ovation, and give you a little bit of information about the brands and the differences between them so that you can find the point shoe that's right for you. The first brand I'm going to talk about is the brand that's newest to us here at Standing Ovation, and that is Gaynor Minden. Gaynor Minden is very different from any of the point shoe brands that we carry. The reason being that Gaynor Minden's shanks, this bottom piece right here, are made up of a polycarbonate plastic material. So what that means is they don't break down like normal point shoes do with the glue and the paste, so they really don't die per se. So they last, they say, hundreds of releves, and they kind of just rebound back into the shape. They're lined with a thicker satin. Gaynor Mindens are really good for dancers who have really flexible feet or high arches that break through their point shoes really fast, because these last 3 times longer than normal point shoes. They're also great for dancers who are coming back from an injury or tend to have bad habits, because of the structure of the Gaynor Mindens, they hold your foot up a lot better in the shoe and cause less injuries or misplacements. So they're really great for that. A lot of Gaynor Mindens get bad reputation because when they were first released, they only had 2 shank strengths, which were very hard. And because of that, everybody couldn't roll through their shoe, so they would kind of cheat and pop up on point like you would do with any really hard point shoe. And so people thought that Gaynor Mindens were cheater shoes. Actually a total myth. Gaynor Minden now has 5 shank strengths all the way down to the purple Benissimo, which is so soft it feels like literally a dead point shoe. So there's absolutely something for everyone, and although maybe my personal preference wouldn't be to put a beginner in a Gaynor Minden, I think that there's definitely a spot in the market for these if you're interested. Okay, so the next brand I'm gonna talk about is Russian Point, and this is one that we sell a lot of here at the store. Russian Point is awesome. They're a lot harder than a lot of our other point shoes because they're really good for that Russian style of training for ballet, where you're doing a lot of hops on point, a lot of jumps, and you just need a stronger box. Russian Point is gonna be for you. It's great if you have super flexible feet, or you just burn through your boxes and burn through your point shoes like crazy. There's just a lot more strength in these and give a lot of support through your metatarsals. This one that I'm holding here is the newest Russian point shoe that came out, the Rubin Radiance, and it's a version of their original best-selling Rubin point shoe. This one has a suede tip on the bottom, which is super popular in Europe. You don't get that frayed satin, and also gives you a little bit more grip, not unlike the satin does. Super pretty double line satin, a different shank. It's got a 3/4 shank. Russian Points, I really love them, and we sell a lot of them here at the store. Super great for dancers who are dancing a lot on their point shoes, want something that's gonna last a little bit longer. So if you're looking for something that lasts longer, gives you a lot of support, the Russian Point is gonna be for you. So the next point shoe brand I'm going to talk about is Nicolet, which was formerly known as Grushko. So this is nothing new to us, but they just kind of changed up their branding and their shoes just a little bit. Nicolets are made in Russia, so they're a lot harder than some of our other point shoe styles. They're great if you're looking for something a little bit stronger, last a little bit longer. Nicolets, I also think, work for some wider feet as well, depending on what style you're looking for. The crown, this top portion here, the profile, is a little bit higher in the Nicolets, so if you have a higher arch or just a higher foot, like an instep, these are also great for you. Yeah, we pretty much only carry 2 different styles of the Nicolets right now, but we're looking to bring in a few more. But I think they're great shoes, and we've really liked them so far. So if you have a little bit stronger feet, are looking for some more support, maybe have a little bit of a wider foot, Nicolets are a great option. So the next point shoe I'm going to talk about is Suffolk point shoes, and I really like Suffolks, just a personal preference here. They're super pretty shoes. They're great for beginners all the way through advanced dancers. I would say the most unique thing about the Suffolk point shoe is the way that they're cut. The sides, the wings as we call them, come up really high on the sides. I mean all the way up to the seaming here, which means that a lot more of your foot is covered and supported by that hard paste and glue, so it gives you a lifted feeling. And the shank is also cut a little bit higher up rather than lower, breaks a little bit higher. So it gives you that lifted feeling and also gives a really pretty look to the Suffolks. They also don't tack most of their heels here on the back, which means when you put it on, it automatically gives you that archy look to your foot, as well as the heel cut being pretty dramatic. So it makes you look like you have a banana foot, even if you don't have a banana foot, which is kind of amazing. And like I said, they work for beginners all the way through advanced dancers. You get really great roll through these point shoes as well. So yeah, I would recommend them. Just everybody should try them on, honestly. They're great for lots of different kinds of dancers. So next I'm going to talk about Capezio point shoes, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with the Capezio name. They've been around for so long, and a few years ago they recently just redesigned their entire point shoe line. They kind of scratched it and got brand new shoes, and the one I'm holding here is the Capezio Ava, which is one of our better selling Capezio shoes. People really like these and they're great for beginners. The main difference with these new Capezio point shoes is the velvet suede kind of lining that they have on the inside of them, which grips to your foot quite a bit better. They have a very elasticized drawstring, rather low cut heel, honestly, for point shoes. So if you always feel like your heels are baggy, I like Capezios for that because they're a lot more low cut in the back. Shank strength wise, this shoe specifically is kind of on the softer side, but most of the Capezios have, I would say, about a medium strength shank. This one they have pretty big platforms on most of the Capezios, so they're easy to balance on. Yeah, I mean, Capezio has quite a few great shoes in their line. Next, we're talking about Freed of London, which is like probably the point shoe brand with the most history. They still hand make these in England, Freed of London. What's interesting about these is just the Freed Classic, which are super popular. Most professional dancers wear Freeds because they get them super customized to fit their own foot. The most unique thing is the makers, and you'll see like a little stamp here at the bottom of the shoe. This one has a Z, and that represents a person. So every person who's a cobbler at Freed of London has their own little stamp, and they make their shoes just slightly different. So girls usually will find a certain maker that they like their shoes and want to stay with that maker, which can make it super hard because that's a person, not a machine. So sometimes they can have trouble keeping up with their orders. But if you're looking for something that's soft, has great roll through, and is like stage and performance ready, I would go with the Freed. That's why professionals love them, because they can pretty much sew them and be ready to go. They don't really have to break them in because of how soft that they are. Yeah, I mean, Freeds are super nice for the professional dancer and also good for beginners too, because like I said, you can really feel the floor roll through. And they also have a studio line as well, which isn't made from their makers. It's a little bit more streamlined and machine based, so that you're kind of getting the same shoe every time, versus the makers. You can find a couple differences there. And last but definitely not least is Block point shoes. Block have so many different styles. I mean, I could fit a beginner in a Block point shoe and also somebody who's a professional and an advanced dancer. They have so many different styles and types for different kinds of feet, which is really awesome. I would say the signature thing about Block is great roll through. You can easily break these in and articulate your feet really well. I would say the big heel, the big curved heel is great. They also have great point shoes that fit a lot wider of feet as well, not just for narrow feet and super archy feet. They also fit us girls who maybe have a little bit of a wider foot. They're great for that. Yeah, there's so many great things about Block point shoes. So usually if you're trying on point shoes, you're probably gonna end up trying on a pair of Blocks because they have so many different kinds. But they're great. So if you haven't tried them yet, I'd highly recommend it. They have a lot of great shoes. And that's it. That's a little bit of facts about the different brands of point shoes we carry at the store. I hope that gave you a little bit of information so that you kind of know what you're going into when you come into the store. But honestly, our fitters are certified. We're super educated about all the point shoes, so we'll definitely be able to find you one that helps you. As always, we recommend that you come and get a professional fitting done so that you can really try on all the shoes that will be right for your foot. So even if one of these brands sounds like it would be great, you really need to try it on in person and get a professional opinion to see if that shoe is going to be right for you. But we always want to give you guys as much information as possible so you, as a point shoe wearer, or if you're a mom or dad watching this, know as much as you can so that you can get a great fit to help you advance your dance career. I know firsthand how ill-fitting point shoes or bad fitting point shoes can hinder your growth in ballet and just help you not advance as much, or just, you know, knock your confidence down, but we want to get you the perfect fit and a great fit, and we have plenty of brands to choose from. If you want to come and get a fitting at Standing Ovation, you can. We don't take appointments, it's walk-ins only. We have plenty of availability and point shoe fitters here to help you. And then if you want to follow Standing Ovation, you should like our page on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and you can always shop online on our website. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.